Hey guys, I'm back. That was annoying. I'm sorry. Hey guys, what's up? It's Jamie Kennedy. Welcome back to my channel. I am just over the moon with the enthusiasm for my last video. People really seem to like it. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, all the new subscribers. People really loved it so much, so I just want to say thank you. I figured the next video we would get into would be Scream 2. What better way than to follow up the first video with a sequel video?
Who'd want to do that? Sequels suck.
This is how I was cast in Scream 2. Now, a lot of people think that once you're in a movie, you are automatically in the sequel, and that's just not the case, especially with horror movies, because you can die. In the first Scream, I was shot. I kind of think I was supposed to die. I think it was a rewrite. I'm not sure, because I was shot and then I eventually came back. But I was out of the picture for a while she was going to kill people. And then I popped up and I was like, oh.
Sorry.
Oh my God, Randy, I thought you were dead.
I probably should be.
You know, it's not my story to tell, but Dewey, everybody knows, is hard Scream Kid. He was originally supposed to die. You know, Wes being Wes is, you know, the genius, saw the brilliance of David. And so he said, just at the end, give us a little thumbs up. He's like, now I have it. And David's character tested to the roof, and the rest is history. And David's like one of the big three. Like I said, you're not always guaranteed to be in the sequel. If you look at the Fast and Furious, there was a kid who was in the mechanic, a role I would have loved to have been in the first Fast and Furious, and he was integral to that movie. And you never see him again. So there's no guarantees. So we have Scream, and it's just doing gangbusters. I finally made a little bit of money, and I bought two things. I bought a used BMW, and I took a trip to Mexico. Went to a place called Tulum, which all these influencers are going to now. I'm down there, and this was like the days we used to call in a payphone. This was the late 90s. I had to get a bunch of like pesos. So my agent's like, call me right back right away. She's like, Scream is going to do a sequel. Yeah, it's a sequel. It's on. And I'm like, am I in it? And she's like, I don't know, but I'm going to get you in it. So I was like, holy shit. 10 years later, 20 years later, what everyone always says it was a planned trilogy, all this stuff. I don't know. My personal opinion, I was lightning in a bottle, and then they added to it. But I think that maybe Kevin planned a few movies. I'm not sure. When we did the movie, we were only just talking about Scream. So I don't know. But maybe they all knew and I never knew. I was like, there's going to be a sequel. Like, this is incredible. So they said, obviously they want Nev, they wanted Courtney, they were figuring out David. And I was like, what about Randy? He lived. They're like, yeah, we don't know if he's going to be in there. It's going to be new cast, new characters. So I was like, I had no fucking idea. And then I started hearing all of these. It was hot. This was a hot time in Hollywood. This was a hot time, and hot actors wanted to be in it. So if you remember Scream 2, everybody was in that movie. Even the movie within the movie. It had Luke Wilson and Heather Graham and had Tori Spelling. I mean, it was the movie within the movie within the movie. So it was super, super loading up. So, they were talking about having me in it, and then pretty sure it was Kevin who called my manager, and he's like, there's a way I think I can figure out how to put him in. God bless him, man. He put me in the movie, and I didn't even know if I was going to be in it. And then I started getting a little bit of pages. I went from not even know there's going to be a sequel to there's going to be a sequel to not knowing if I was going to be in it to possibly being in it because they wanted the big three to then, yes, I think I get you in it to, yeah, you're going to like it. I had a very intense lawyer who's very good, but she was like, she represented Brendan Fraser, who was making at that time like 15 million a movie, I think. And he was like doing about to do The Mummy or something, or he's about to do a big mummy movie, or he did Georgia Jungle, whatever. And it was like 15 million and 5 points for Brendan, right? And then she had like someone else, and she had me. So my agent gets me the offer, and it's a pretty fucking good offer. And my lawyer's like, no, turn it down. And I'm like, she's like, no, we hold. That's what we do for Brendan. That's what we do for you. So the first Scream, just so you know, I made scale plus 10. I know I should share that, right? Be transparent with people, or maybe double scale. I think I made double scale. I think scale plus 10 was like $1,800 a week, which is great. It's great now. And I think I made double scale plus 10. So it was like double what is, basic entry-level acting pay is, but you made double. And the 10 is for your agent. So the first Scream, I made $18,600. My first residual was $31,000. I know. That's the beauty of this business. You want to get a stock that's a dividend. Like, I was happy with the 18,000. I was like, "Whoa." The movie, the sequel, when I got offered it was good money. I mean, it was a 6-figure offer. My lawyer, who's a great lawyer, she was like, no, hold. And, I just learned how to say no at like 50. It's like, you want to like work, you're broke and you want to keep working. And she ended up getting me bumps on the box office. And because they said, well, we're not going to pay this guy. We barely know if he's going to be in this movie. He can be in the movie, but he's got to ride it out. And if it works, it works. So half of my pay was dependent if the movie made money. So every time the movie made $10 million more dollars, I got a little piece. So from 50 million to 100 million is when I got my bumps. And the movie opened to 33 million. So I was like, bump coming. We start getting the script, but we weren't getting the script yet. We were getting pages. They were fucking paranoid that the script was going to get out. So they decided to give us scripts, and it was the only script I'd ever seen. It was only one other script that I ever saw that did this. It had a watermark on it. So the script would come, and it was probably only about half of it. It had my name on it. It had a number on it, and it had a red line down the middle. And the red line was so that if you photocopied it, you couldn't photocopy that part of the script. And so it was hard as shit to read. It was a blood red line, so you had to really read it with the light. But that's what we had to do because they didn't want it stolen. So if somebody photocopied it, they wouldn't be able to read it. Eventually, it did get leaked, and that's a whole other story. The only other script I had ever saw with a number was Titanic. And I had that script. And this was 97. And I'd had Titanic from 96-ish. I gotta find it somewhere. And I think it had my name on it. I think it was like if you were getting a meeting, they would put your name on it. I definitely had a number. I don't know if I had my name, but I don't ever think I ran in for Titanic. Maybe I did. I'm not sure. Not for Leo's role. It would be like, the guy was like, get us out of here. You're treating us like animals, you dirty bastard. That guy, I think I was up for that guy. Let us out. The water's rising.
Give us a chance to live, you limey bastard!
Yeah, Christ. That guy. I think I was up for that guy. So then Scream was the second one. That was like this. And I get like the first 30 or 40 pages, and I'm like, this is really intense. My agent's like, honey, you're not getting the whole script, okay? They're doing it in piecemeal. They don't want it out. They are keeping it hush-hush. I also heard that they were probably rewriting it as they were doing it. And I didn't really know who the killer was. I know Liev was coming back, and Liev had a bigger part. It's Cotton Weary. The producer's like, we want this young kid who's a really great actor to be the mysterious kid. And I'm like, what's his name? She goes, it's Tobey Maguire.
Go, Webb! Fly! Up and away, Webb!
He was starting to blow up. And then I don't think he actually wanted, I think he actually said no, I'm not sure. And then she's like, we got this new guy that was really kind of brooding, and we're going to use him. I'm like, who's that? She goes, Timothy Oliphant. And I think that he was an early job for him. And then she's like, we got the Noxzema girl. I'm like, you got the Noxzema girl? Noxzema girl at that time was Rebecca Gayheart, who she had done a lot of stuff, but she was huge Noxzema campaign. And then her best friend was this young actress who was just starting out, was Portia de Rossi. Then I read that Omar Epps said he was doing something, and then Jada Pinkett was going to be in the opening scene. I was like, wow. I mean, but that's not even everybody. There was so many people in this cast. We have a huge table read in Atlanta. We just take over this whole hotel. We're living like kings. Jerry O'Connell, he's like, listen, man, this is how Hollywood is, dude. Let me show you. And I was his sidekick the whole movie. I did everything with him. We're doing this thing, so we're about to do a read-through, and I didn't know who the killer was. I didn't know who was going to be the new Stu and Billy. I didn't know who dies. I knew, Sarah Michelle Gellar. I could see that she's dying, and sure enough, I got the pages. I was we went to the table read, and I had to prep it before the read, got them in, and I just look, and it says, Randy is pulled into a van, and he is killed. Where I don't know what the script says, but basically he's fucking toast. I was like, no. But we had the table read, and I I'm telling you, man, don't kill me. I'm getting dementia. I don't know if we knew everybody that died at that table read. I think we got to me. And I remember because I was like a collective, oh. And we still thought, who knew, right? Who knew there could be tricks? Because they weren't telling us everything. They weren't telling me everything, that's for sure. But they were, you have to remember, the script was watermarked. They didn't want it on the internet. They were freaked out by the internet. Everyone wanted to know about this movie. I mean, when the movie came out, people were on the cover of Rolling Stone, Premiere, Entertainment Weekly. It was everywhere. So it was, you know, it wasn't Twilight, but it was kind of Twilight. Like, it was massive. We got little bits as we went. And everyone was on a need to know basis, and only the super, super higher ups knew. So I kind of knew I was going to die, but I thought I would possibly come back. So when I died, I was like, all right, well, you know, and it's a horror movie. And I didn't really know I was going to die until I died. And then once they wrapped, and I'm like, there's no like, and they're like, you're dead. And I was like, okay. And I think that's what makes the movie really powerful. I think, you know, I was on this Zoom recently with the cast, and Rose was on it, and you know, and Kevin and everybody, and Rose said really great. She's like, kill your darlings, you know? What makes Scream work is that everybody is potentially in harm. And the fact that my character was so beloved, such the voice of the audience, which people, I think when I died, when Randy died, people felt muted. They felt, who's going to tell us the rules? Why are you killing him? You're killing me. Because Randy spoke what the audience was thinking. And he was really speaking on what the super movie nerd, cinephile meta head who does the math and, you know, connects all the dots in a movie and goes, no, this is why. You know, and there was some good points to it. People say, well, how did you die? You know, you're a virgin. I think I hooked up with Creepy Karen, but that's in the third one we talk about. But that's why the movie is so good, because people die. People are like, you wouldn't go near the van. And I was like, yeah, maybe that's a good point. But like, you know, to Wes's credit, you know, he had some blood on me, and then we got it, you know, and I'm like, am I dead? And he's like, you're dead. And I'm like, we gotta really let him know I'm dead. He's like, what do you want to do? I gotta blood it up. He's like, you want to blood it up? He's like, all right, you blood it up. So we already got like the shot, and so I got all the blood. I got the makeup cross, like, because he cut my neck. And I was just like, that's what it would be. It would be horrific. If you got your throat slashed, it would be horrific. So I had blood, and the way it would go down, Wes was like, well, if you tilt your head this way, it would go. So tilt your head that way and let it run down your face and let yourself look like just a piece of slaughtered meat. You know, I was like, okay. Because if you know Wes, he's such a psychological guy. His movies aren't really, I wouldn't call them gory. He's in on it. He's letting you know. He's almost feeding the fans what they want. I was so happy when I was sitting in the Man's Chinese. My mother, who was there when I died on the set that day and was with Ghostface, that's a whole other story. She looked at it and she goes, ooh. I'm like, I'm right here. I'm here. I'm here. Grab my arm. I'm like, I'm here. And she's like, I know. I just hate to see my son get killed. and you know, and it was a surprise because Wes used the gory take. So he went with the one where I had all the blood. It was a last minute thing, man. He went with that one. And to his credit, you know, it just left a mark forever with people. They were really pissed about it. So thank you. Hey guys, I just want to say thank you again for watching this. This is a new series for me. I hope you enjoy it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. I hate doing this for you guys, but make sure you subscribe. Whoring myself out. Leave suggestions. Your comments have been incredible. What are the reason? I'm going to get to some of these projects that were really successful and some that weren't. I'm going to get to those. I'm going to get to all of them. Subscribe. Hit that button.